three horns today. The Lotus, Coppernicus, and this brand new Blackburn L1 trumpet, which we're very excited to have. Stay tuned to this video and we're going to play test these and check them out. Thanks. Hey everybody, it's Trent Austin from Austin Custom Brass. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, I think it's down there, to stay up to date with us on YouTube with all of our product releases. We do a daily mouthpiece video every morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Time. And Superhorn comparisons like today with these horns. It's amazing that I have three incredible horns in the shop at one time. One of them is sold. It's a long story on how it went back and forth to Japan a few times, but it's heading off to the customer today. And then we just got in yesterday this Blackburn trumpet. And of course Coppernicus, well, you know, that's my baby. So let's start with talking about the three different instruments. They're all great super horns. We have videos on the Lotus. You can see that video, and we'll link it in this up at the top in the YouTube video. But there's the great thing about the Lotus, other than it's beautifully well made. I love this two-piece bell, right, with that really flat flare, the recessed buttons, and they're quick threads, so they come out like real quick. And then of course we've got the maw valve block, which does make the horn feel a little bit more open and free blowing. So we got that. That's like the 30-second Cliff Notes version. Then we've got Coppernicus, of course, which is the double shepherd's crook. There's a lot of videos on this one. Double shepherd's crook horn that is exclusive to our shop. Actually, other dealers now in the Adams network can order it. Just a heads up to other dealers if you're out there. Copper plated, big large bell, dual shepherd's crooks. Many other features, but there's longer videos on that one. And then the third horn is this beauty, which is the Blackburn L1, which is in raw brass. We just got this in yesterday. And it's got a 12M 348 pipe, so it's more of their commercial setup, large bore trumpet 462, and it's got, let's see what bell it has. It's the 213A, so that's an ambronze bell. 20 is the gauge, and it has a steel rim. So what we'll do is we'll play a few things back and forth, and we'll go from there. Let's start first, because the mouthpiece is in the Lotus. Let's start first with, oh, I have to get out a mouthpiece. Exciting. Because I've been playing this mouthpiece, so I'll play that in a bit as well. Let's start with the Lotus, and we'll do a little Arbin. This is completely raw audio. It hasn't been edited in any way, and it's in my shop, so the acoustics aren't superb, but you'll get a pretty honest impression of what this instrument is. Blackburn. So what do you hear? This is the point where you guys can chime in your comments and let me know what you hear in the sound. And we're going to do more clips, of course, and we'll go backwards now. We'll do a little Charlier number 2, starting with the Blackburn. Coppernicus. And the Lotus. So what do you hear? That's the question. What do you hear? Do you hear differences in these horns? Now we'll play a little bit of a bebop medley. We'll do Joy Spring. Then to Coppernicus, same thing. And the Blackburn. Now we're just going to play a little bit, something a little bit more bebop-y than that with a different mouthpiece. This is an old mouthpiece that I found. I found a whole bunch of older prototypes, and this is based on obviously an old Cass. This is 3x1, so it's pretty smallish mouthpiece, but not super small. Now I'm going to go back in the reverse order: Blackburn, Coppernicus, Lotus, and we'll just play some just play some rhythm changes. Oops, I forgot to turn my volume down. Sorry about that. Then Coppernicus. And then the Lotus. And then the final thing is I'll switch that mouthpiece out and go to our Peroni and play a little bit of Phil Collins excerpts starting on the Lotus, then the Coppernicus, and then the Blackburn. Again, thanks for watching these videos. It means so much to us. Coppernicus. And the Blackburn. So there you go. Not my best chop day, but either way, you get a good representation of the three Superhorns. Which one do you like? What do you hear? Post them in the comments. Stay engaged with us. The Lotus is already sold. Coppernicus is always for sale, and we will be listing the Blackburn shortly. If you have any questions, just reach out to us at info@austinCustomBrass.com. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for your great support of the shop, and have an awesome day. Take care.